So we'll be working on 2.5, finding conjugates. And again, there's a U in there. Conjugates. So we begin with a complex number, -2 minus I. And it wants us to find the conjugate. And essentially the conjugate is the number that gets rid of all the i's, all the imaginary numbers. So in this particular example, the conjugate is -2 plus I. And you can see that if I take these two complex numbers, -2 minus I, and I multiply it by -2 plus I, we end up with 4 minus 2I plus 2I minus I squared. The 4 comes straight down. -2I plus 2I, these are inverses, so this is 0. I squared, if you remember, is -1, so we have minus -1, and this becomes addition, and this number is 5. So I know this is the conjugate because now I have a real number instead of two complex numbers. Let's do a couple more examples. On the left-hand side, we'll have the original, and on the right-hand side, we'll have the conjugate. So we've got 5 plus 7I. The conjugate is 5 minus 7I. 3 plus 4I. The conjugate is 3 minus 4I. -3 minus 2I. The conjugate is -3 plus 2I. -7 minus 16I. The conjugate is -7 plus 16I. -31I plus 51. The conjugate is 51 plus 31I. -27I plus 2. The conjugate is 2 plus 27I. -3I minus 5. The conjugate is -5 plus 3I. So you'll notice that each time we're changing the sign on the term with an I in it, the imaginary portion. So we're changing the sign where the imaginary portion is. And essentially doing that will give you the conjugate, and we can use it to get rid of all the imaginary numbers. That's essentially all we're doing in this particular lesson. Good luck.